Saints who raise the dead. Peace be with you. Let's share about Father Albert's book. In the Gospel of St. John, chapter 14, verses 11 to 12 is written, "Believe you not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? Otherwise, believe for the very work's sake. Amen, amen, I say to you, he that believes in me, the works that I do, he also shall do, and greater than these shall he do." In the Old Testament, 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 32 to 35 is written, "And behold, the child lay dead on his bed. And going in he prayed to the Lord, and the child's flesh grew warm. And the child gave 7 times and opened his eyes." On page 105, the saints raised their relatives from the dead. Miracles performed by Saint Catherine of Siena. Saint Catherine of Siena, Virgin Doctor of the Church, born on 1347 and she died on 1380, probably would never have made it into the world in our time. The 23rd child of Giacomo and Lapa Benicasa, the 24th and last was Catherine's twin, who did not survive infancy. Catherine was cheerful, intelligent, practical, but also mystical. She was a tertiary of the Dominican order, and she worked for a crusade against the Turks, for peace between the Pope and Florence, and for the return of the Pope from Avignon to Rome. Saint Catherine's mother, Monna Lapa, who was rather careless about the condition of her own soul, endured a long illness after her husband's death. When Catherine was praying for her mother, the Lord told the Holy Virgin that it would be better for Lapa to die at that time, rather than to live and face all the misfortunes that lay ahead of her. Catherine tried to tell Lapa in a gentle manner to resign herself to God's will, but Lapa would not hear anything about death. Catherine, mindful of the spiritual carelessness of Lapa, continued to pray ardently to Jesus, but Lapa refused to confess. And one day in October of 1370, she suddenly died. Catherine returned from the church to find her mother dead. The following account of what then happened is taken from the life of Saint Catherine, written by her spiritual director, Blessed Raymond of Capua. There were present at Lapa's deathbed 3 women of Siena: Caterina di Ghetto, Angela de Vanino, who later became members of Saint Dominica's Third Order of Penance, and Lisa, the sister-in-law of Catherine and daughter-in-law of Lapa. All 3 were witnesses, and all 3 were living in Siena at the time of Blessed Raymond's writing. These 3 heard Catherine cry out, "Lord my God, are these the promise that you did to me? That none of my house should go to hell? Are these the things that in thy mercy you did agree with me? That my mother should not be taken out of this world against her will? Now I find that she has died without the sacraments of the Church. By thine infinite mercy, I beg thee not to let me to be defrauded like this. As long as there is life in my body, I shall not move from here until you have restored my mother to me. Oh, the boldness and confidence of the saints! The three women were ready to perform the traditional preparation of the dead, but they waited because of Catherine's tears and prayers. Then Lapa's body began to move, and her soul returned to her body. She lived to be 89 and lived to see many sorrows, as Christ had forewarned her daughter Catherine. Blessed Raymond, another saint of the Dominican order and one who held high office in it, relates in his life of Catherine many wonders over and above the wonders of her spirit life and the holiness that made her a great saint and one of the first two women to be declared doctors of the church. Shortly after Catherine's death, a girl made her way to the place where the body was laid out. The girl's face was horribly disfigured, her nose and lip gangrenous, stinking. She boldly, with heart-stirring trust, touched both Catherine's hands and apparently pressed her disfigured face against Catherine's beautiful face. Catherine, who with beautiful charity had kissed cancer's patients in life, cured the disfigured girl. God bless us.